It's hard to imagine that in 2025, the Cleveland Browns were once perennial championship contenders. But led by Otto Graham in the 1940s and into the 1950s, you guys won 7 championships in 10 years. You guys had Jim Brown, Ozzie Newsome. Even Bernie Kosar led you guys to the AFC championship in the 1980s. But that's long gone, because since the day I was born, the Cleveland Browns have been bad. It even relocated to Baltimore before being awarded a franchise again. And since then, nothing good has happened except that one playoff win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. My apologies. We're going to talk about what they're going to be in 2025. This is Hill Time Sports. Let's go! So, Cleveland, your fans are loyal, even though you guys have not done anything to help your case. You guys posted a 3-14 record last in the AFC North, and if it wasn't for the Tennessee Titans taking the number 1 spot, you guys would have had it again. Much good it does you, because you guys have whiffed on a lot of picks, especially quarterbacks. Last season, you guys were 32nd in points per game, even worse than the Tennessee Titans, who hosted Will Levis on your team. 15.2 points per game, which is about as good as... No, it's not very good. It was garbage. I can't even say anything nice about you guys. 22nd in pass yards with 206.2 yards per game. 31st in turnovers with 34. 29th in rushing with 94.6 yards per game. And unfortunately, Nick Chubb, your leading rusher for many years, is gone. And he was coming back from a torn ACL from 2023. 29th on third down conversions with 29.5. And I've got my handy dandy notebook right here. Yes, sue me if you want. I use notes because if I didn't, it would be a lot to remember. 28th in the red zone, 48.6%. 28th in total yards with 300.8. Your offense was about as useful as a football bat, I guess. What's a good analogy? Your guys' offense was so bad that you guys went out and drafted double quarterbacks, double running backs, and drafted a bunch of defenders to maybe help you guys get the ball in opposing territory, which could work, could not. I don't think so. My brother has a hot take for you Cleveland Browns fans, and I think we're going to let him talk because I'm just rambling right here.
The Cleveland Browns will always be the Cleveland Browns, and let me tell you why. They had the 2nd overall pick. They could draft a generational player like Travis Hunter, even though I think he's going to be a bust. That's just my opinion. He'd kill me for it. I don't care. They have a chance to pick a generational player in Travis Hunter. And what they do, they trade back, which I'm okay with. Trade back, get as much value as you can. You know, especially with the Deshaun Watson contract, you know, you got to, with taking a big chunk of change out of their salary cap, you got to find ways to, you know, keep costs low and get, you know, great players, and that's how you do it. But they make the biggest mistake by selecting 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, and nothing else. They just basically got rid of their picks for no reason. They should have drafted Shedeur Sanders first. There's no need to draft Dylan Gabriel. I understand probably the owner wanted Shedeur in the 5th round. It is what it is. But the Browns will always be terrible because of this reason. You select 2 running backs. You select 2 quarterbacks with your picks that you just got. I'm projecting the Browns are going to be bad. They're always going to be bad because their owner's a dummy. You know, this is just a constant reminder to never, ever be a Cleveland Browns fan. It's just terrible. And I'm a Titans fan, and we were the worst team. I mean, you had a chance to draft a generational player, and you traded back, whatever, and you wasted picks. You just wasted picks on 2 quarterbacks and 2 running backs, 2 positions that, you know, you should have only drafted 1 guy. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you think.
All right, Cleveland. I've got to agree with my brother. You guys are the Browns. The Browns are always going to be the Browns, and unfortunately, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. You guys got Shedeur Sanders, who could be good, could not. Did he have a bad interview? Did he do something awful? I don't know. Was there collusion to not draft him? I am not sure, but I hope Shedeur does well. I hope Cleveland does well, because it's so sad to watch a dog that looks like it's about ready to kill over. You guys call yourself the dog pound, but it looks like a dog shelter where all the dogs are old and tired and about to be put down. And that's nothing against dogs. I got 5 of them out in the living room, but it's sad. It's so sad to watch your team. I root for them every year. I'm like, please be good, Cleveland. It's gotten so bad that everybody roots for them that I know. It's like, do you want pity or do you want to actually be good? Yes, I pity you guys. Defense was much kind of better. 27th in points against with 25.6. 30th in turnovers with 12, which puts you guys at a whopping negative 22 turnover differential. You guys gave the ball over like a bakery. It was a bunch of turnovers, apple turnovers. You guys made Tony Romo look efficient. Passing yards against 12 with 212 yards. So you guys had a positive. You guys actually had a positive thing going for you, because Myles Garrett's a stud with 14 sacks, but you can't have one player, and he almost left you guys this year if it wasn't for the fact that you guys offered him a boatload of money to stay. Oh, he wanted to play for a contender, but maybe money talks more, I guess. Let's see. 8th defensive third down, 36.2%. You guys did something right. It's another thing right, but it's on defense. You got to get your offense up. 21st in rushing yards against with 129.7. Let's see what else. Total yards against 342.12. 19th in the NFL. You guys are not that terrible in total yards, which is a positive. Now, can you guys get your offense going? I'm sure a lot of these defensive struggles are because the offense sucks so bad. There's no analogy. I want an analogy for the Browns. It's hard because it's so bad, and there's nothing positive to say. There's nothing negative I can say to kick you guys while you're down. You guys already do it to yourself. 4 QBs combined for 3,506 yards, 19 total touchdowns, 23 interceptions, an average only 5.9 yards per attempt. I mean, I'm probably worse of a quarterback than these guys, but pick it up a bit. You guys need to throw the ball downfield, complete the ball down the field. You guys have Jerry Jeudy, who was 11th amongst receivers in fantasy football points. He had 1,229 yards, 4 touchdowns, which was 11th. I repeat, 11th amongst receivers in fantasy football. Myles Garrett had 14 sacks. But your defense, because your offense was so bad, it was 25th in fantasy points with 6.74 or 24. I can't read my handwriting because I write like a chicken. Denzel Ward had 2 interceptions. Grant Delpit had 111 tackles. 66 sacks last year, which was 31st. And then 41 sacks allowed, which was 13th. Or was it the other way around? I don't know. I think it was 66 sacks last year. 41 allowed. Your team has a good solid defense, but your offense, that's all I can speak about. I don't see a light. I don't see it. There's nothing more I could say about the Browns and their fans. It's just sad at this point. But Mason Graham was drafted in the first round by He was a defensive tackle in Michigan, and he's going to be lining up with Myles Garrett. You guys are going to pressure the quarterback. That's good. You guys need that. Maybe stop the run. Get your guys' offense to be on the middle, past the 50-yard line of the opposing team. Carson Schweisinger. Oh, that's a hard name. UCLA linebacker. Going to be lining up with Myles Garrett on the other side. Quinshawn Judkins, a running back. I think he has a promising future if you guys could get that quarterback situation panned out and running out Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett. Dylan Gabriel, who was drafted in the 3rd round, I don't think they're the answer. If you guys are in the next year quarterbacks sweepstake, you guys are already well ahead of the crowd. Unless Shedeur Sanders shows that he is a number 1 quarterback. Harold Fanin, tight end from Bowling Green. Will he help you guys? Who knows? Dylan Gabriel, already mentioned him. Dylan Sampson, running back out of Tennessee. Will he be splitting carries with Jerome Ford, who had 565 yards last year and 3 touchdowns, and Quinshawn Judkins? Who knows? Maybe it'll be a 3-headed monster like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Brandon Jacobs. Who is the other one? Forgot the other 2. Never mind. But Earth, Wind, and Fire is how I remember them. Dylan Sampson, already said him, and Shedeur Sanders, who was the big story in the draft. There's not much else to say about him. But in the offseason, you guys went and traded for Kenny Pickett from the Philadelphia Eagles. He is a Super Bowl champion and actually played against the Kansas City Chiefs in that Super Bowl, albeit in a limited role. You guys signed Joe Flacco again, who was the comeback player of the year, but I don't think there's much left in the tank. Might be a good mentor for those young quarterbacks. Jerome Baker, linebacker. Malik Collins, a defensive tackle. Tevin Jenkins, 738 snaps with 4 sacks allowed. I think that's pretty good. 18th overall grade in run block and 20th in pass blocking, according to Pro Football Focus. What do I see in Cleveland's future? You guys are going to lose a lot of games this year. There's nothing more I could say about it. I would say call this season a wash. Put the dog out in the pasture. Do whatever you guys think is best. You guys are going to be drafting a quarterback next year, and Kevin Stefanski will probably be fired along with the general manager. Unless you guys change owners, you guys aren't going to win. And long gone is Paul Brown, who was the greatest coach in franchise history. I think he was the owner as well. I just don't see a league that has a division that has the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Cincinnati Bengals, although their defense sucks. Although they suck on defense, and I don't see them getting any better on defense, I don't see how you guys compete. I think the Titans move up, but I see you guys going down and getting the first pick next year. And maybe Archie Manning will come out of college. Maybe he won't. You guys will have to draft someone else. But until then, Cleveland fans, stay loyal, keep your head up, and there's always the Guardians. Or who else is there? Or the Cavaliers, who are doing really good in the playoffs right now. Do they have a hockey team? They have the Columbus Blue Jackets, but I don't think you guys are wanting to hear much about that. It's been a sad, depressing episode, Cleveland. I'll see you guys in the next video where we discuss the New York Giants. Until then, this is Hilltime Sports. Adios.